Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Swanand and today is International Day for Biological Diversity. So, happy World Biodiversity Day. In the last video, we spoke a little bit about how each and every component of ecosystem is essential. That is nothing but biodiversity. If you wish to see that video, I will link it in the description below. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. So biodiversity is a term that we use to describe the variety of life forms on planet Earth, be it flora or fauna. Today, we celebrate its existence. There are two motives behind this campaign. One is obviously promoting the idea of biodiversity conservation, and another is to bring people together who want to contribute in spreading its awareness. So I will be speaking about Indian biodiversity specifically because I think it is right there on top when it comes to diversity of species. I mean, India has over 13% of the total world's bird species. So without any further ado, let's get on with it. Biodiversity has been a key to our existence. Had it not been for the diversity, life on Earth would have been difficult in the face of extinction. Think about it. In every major extinction that the humans have been able to study, a lot of species and even a lot of genera got wiped off. But just a few million years later, the world always saw a spike in species. And that is thanks to biodiversity. Now, let's talk a little bit about biodiversity hotspots of India. Biodiversity hotspots are basically biogeographic regions that are teeming with species, absolute high concentration of diversity. These areas are absolutely fragile and very sensitive to disturbance. And usually these areas are extremely high with endemic species. Endemic is basically a particular species which can be only found and it is specific to that particular region. On this planet, there are a total of 34 biodiversity hotspots, and out of which 4 are in India. And when I say India, do keep in mind that I'm also considering neighboring regions like China, Bhutan, Nepal, etc. So the 4 biodiversity hotspots of India are Himalayas, Sundaland, Indo-Burma and the Western Ghats. So I will just skim over every hotspot to give you a short information. Himalayas, as we all know, are the youngest mountains and have rose dramatically. The altitudes range from 500 meters to the highest about 8,000 meters, which is Mount Everest. And due to this contrast in the elevation, it houses a plethora of habitats like the subtropical broad-leaved forest, the alpine meadows and the alluvial grasslands. Himalayas have about 10,000 species of plants, out of which 3,000 are endemic to that particular place, which means that those plants are only found in Himalayas and nowhere else on the planet. There are over 300 species of mammals, over 1,000 species of birds, close to 300 species of reptiles and amphibians, and about 270 species of fish. Next up is Sundaland. Now most of the belt of Sundaland falls outside Indian territory, but that said, the patch that is included towards the Indian side is no short on endemism, and those are the Nicobar Islands. Sundaland as a whole is a home for over 25,000 species of plants, out of which 15,000 are endemic. There are close to 400 species of mammals, over 760 species of birds, equal numbers of reptiles and amphibians. The list goes on and on. Few examples of the well-known endemic animals include orangutans, Sumatran rhino, Sunda rhino, and a myriad of aquatic creatures. Not only it is a rich terrestrial ecosystem, but it also has lots of seagrass, mangroves, and also coral reefs. Then we have the gigantic Indo-Burma belt. This massive area stretches over 2 million square kilometers, out of which more than the half is covered in vegetation. While the Indo-Burma belt is mostly South Asian regions, India's northeastern states are just a tiny portion of this massive hotspot. And just like the other hotspots, this one is also rich in endemism, having over 7,000 species of plants, over 25 different species of mammals, about 20 species of birds, roughly 50 species of amphibians and reptiles are endemic to this region. And lastly, my personal favorite, the Western Ghats. Starting from Gujarat to the southmost tip of India, Western Ghats are declared as UNESCO World Heritage Site. And because of the extreme similarities in biodiversity, Sri Lanka is also a part of Western Ghats. It is a home to over 5,000 species of flowering plants, about 140 species of mammals, 500 species of birds, and more than 450 species of reptiles and amphibians. What's more important, out of these, more than 300 species are highly endangered. This richness in biodiversity and unique habitat is because of the monsoon winds that get obstructed because of the mountains of peninsular region, resulting in varied rainfall. All of these hotspots act as a bank for many endemic flora and fauna species. Some of these species are so endangered that these areas are their only homes. So protecting these areas needs to be of our paramount importance. For a region to be declared as a hotspot, it needs to have two criteria fulfilled. First is to have minimum 1500 species of vascular plants, and second is to have 70% of its original habitat lost. So ironically, by definition, a region being declared as a hotspot is a sign that biodiversity over there is at risk. So thank you for watching, guys. The reason behind making this video was to share all of this information in simple words. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section below, leave us a like, and I will see you in the next one.